Welcome to a little tea time.
Y'all ready?
Welcome to a little tea time.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to a little tea time.
Who listening?
Welcome to a little tea time.
All right.
Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little tea time. Welcome to a little tea time.
All right. So good evening. Good evening. Good evening. This is Jared, aka Jarius D, and welcome to a little tea time. It's Thursday, so one more day to Friday. Yay. I'm not really sipping on tea tonight. Don't have my tea fixed, so I'm just really trying to get in. Got a couple of announcements, and I got something important I want to talk about. So my announcements first. This Saturday, I will be performing at the Shreveport Christmas Festival show. Good evening. I will be performing at the Shreveport Christmas Festival show with a friend of mine, Edwin Sherman. We will be on stage downtown in the red light district, downtown under the bridge, at 4 o'clock, and then I will be performing myself again at 7. Hopefully everyone will be on both shows with me. And we got something special that we want to do for the community, for the families, for children, for the Christmas holidays. We will be reciting just a couple of poems that we were inspired by to do with Lumpy Grits Artistry under the direction of Miss Sherry Gray. Shout out to Sherry Gray and shout out to Edwin Sherman. If y'all seen the videos that are on my Facebook right now, we just had fun rehearsing tonight and just getting into the roles for these particular parts that we're going to be doing. So on this weekend, if y'all are not busy, definitely love for you guys to come on out and meet us downtown at the Shreveport Christmas Festival show. It's going to be downtown in the red light district. It's free. It's family friendly. So you guys come on out, have some fun with us in the red light district. December the 18th, we will be back at the Hive doing another pop-up shop at the Hive from 11 o'clock to 4 p.m. At the Shreveport Barstow Highway at the Hive again. So definitely would love to have you guys to come out, have some fun with us at the Hive on December the 18th. Now, the reason for tonight's show, and probably why it took me so long to do this particular show tonight, is because I've been following this trial with Jessie Smollett. Been following it since everything just kind of started hitting the fan. And tonight, Jessie was found guilty of 5 of the 6 accounts that were set out for him, the charges that were set against him. So just to give y'all a follow-up, if y'all have not been following the story, or if y'all have, just kind of chime in if y'all been following it. But a couple of years ago, Jessie Smollett faked a hate crime and lied about the crime actually happening, and the story began to unfold. Now, for people who know me, people who know I've been speaking on this, but I have not been speaking on it. I only spoke on it when it was necessary for me to speak on it. And tonight I am actually back to speak on it because we have a verdict. And let me turn my sparkles out because I like my sparkles right now, but it was for my opening number. So let me get to the point. So first of all, Jessie Smollett. I said it. I said it in the beginning, Jessie. You're gonna have some explaining to do. And in the end, he had a lot of explaining to do. Now, The things that I have a problem with is Jessie. I understand you lied, said that some people did something to you. You got on the stand. You confessed that it was not a hoax and all of these things. But the thing that I have a problem with now, Jessie, is, and I kind of agree with some of the prosecutors and some of the people who were behind the judgment that was against Jessie. So Jessie, as a fellow black gay man that does not have his status, who does not come from the acting background that Jessie Smollett has, that does not come from the wealth that Jessie Smollett has. I knew something wasn't right when the story started unfolding, and I was Team Jessie Smollett. If y'all don't believe me, y'all can go out there and check it. From the beginning, I was still Team Jessie Smollett. I was telling people, don't judge him. If he was out chasing tail, don't judge him. I was Team Jessie Smollett from the beginning. I was riding with him all the way out. I rode it all the way out. Now that the verdict has came out and everything has been said and done, Jessie, I said this so long ago, Jessie, you was going to have some explaining to do. And now that Jessie, in his own trial, he took to go and testify himself on his own behalf. And he spoke on what he thought was to be true, or what he knew was to be true. Then to go on and expose one of the brothers and say that one of the brothers bought him drugs, that they were having a relationship on occasionally meeting up, and all of this shit. I get it. You have to protect your name. You have to protect your brand. But you could have said all that in the beginning. You could have. He could have. He could have killed this so early. He could have killed this so early. And if he would have told the truth so early, with all of this attention that came to this, the whole Don Lemon texting his phone saying that the police did not believe him. I feel like Jessie put himself in a position where he could have really handled this a little bit better. And then all of the evidence was there. Like, y'all saw the story. He paid them $3,500. He gave them money to buy stuff for the actual crime. They have him on video. They have them scouting the location where the actual situation took place. It was like it was so much stuff that was already out there that it made it look like he created a scene to beef up his image, beef up his name. I said it in another one of my blogs. He did it to get publicity for the show for Empire, and then when Empire was gone, there was no need for him to even be seen, because even after the whole thing happened, Empire did what it did for that season. They killed Cookie. The show ended. Shout out to Taraji P. Henson. But they killed Cookie Lyons. The show ended. Ended on a cliffhanger where we don't even know how the show could have ended. But the show ended. Jessie, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, Jessie, because you, on some level, he knew that all of this was going to come out. He knew that all of this was going to come out. He knew that he was going to have to deal with the backlash of it. He knew he was going to deal with the shame of it. He knew that it was going to cause him some type of it was going to cause some type of disdain on his record, on some type of disdain on his name. And I'm sad that it all came down to this. I'm sad that it came down to now he may be going to jail because he just told a couple of lies. But he didn't just tell a couple of lies, he lied in a major way using political tools as a part of this lie. He literally said that these were light-skinned people wearing Make America Great Again hats. So that was an attack on the former president's campaign. It was just a lot. It was a lot that went on in this particular case, that the more he talked, the more that he exposed his hand. And I wish Jessie would have just did the right fucking thing and just told the truth. It don't hurt to tell the truth, y'all. Like, I know as people, when we deal with the police, yeah, people lie. We lie. That's what we do. We lie to the police. True. And that could be out of trying to spare our own lives, to save our own lives. Because sometimes when we deal with the police, and as black people, we know that when we deal with the police, that we already have stripes against us. Especially black men. Black men, we already got stripes against us when we deal with the police because, one, we're black, two, we're men. Me being a black gay man, I got 3. So Jessie, he didn't realize, like, Jessie, you have this star power. You have a name. You have a brand. It was the fact that if you have a name and you have a brand, and they took what you said serious because of your name and because of your brand, Jessie. For me, it's a thing of, I'm not Jessie Smollett. So I'm going to put it in the content of this. Let Jessie Smollett's situation actually happen to someone like me. Like, someone actually did commit a hate crime and he was attacked and they did do all of the things that Jessie did. I'm not saying that it was right what happened. I'm saying if it happened to real people and it wasn't for show and it wasn't a joke, someone like me, they wouldn't have gave me a second look, because down here in the South, they already have this stigma against homosexuals and lesbians. So the story would have probably got taken serious for a little while, but it wouldn't have got as big as this story did for Jessie Smollett. Now, Jessie, as a person that is a member of the LGBTQ community, I stand with you, but I can't stand with you with this bullshit that didn't happen, because Jessie, I'm pretty sure that Jessie is very conscious and very aware of there are black gay people or black people or brown people or white people, people in general that are just being killed just because they're out late at night, that have targets on their back because they are just out. People just coming home from a store, minding their business, they get shot and killed. Prostitutes, and I'm not speaking negative on prostitutes, but prostitutes that are transgender, that are lesbian, that are gay, that are straight, that are men, that are women. There are people who are killed every single day just because they are out in that lifestyle as prostitutes, and they're working to support and make their money to support themselves and take care of their business and maintain and support and love their families. And I didn't understand that he because when we look back and we think back, I still stand by what I said. I say, Jessie, who goes to Subway at 2 o'clock in the morning? Not a lot of people going to Subway at 2 o'clock in the morning for no damn sandwich. That didn't make no sense. It didn't make no sense that, well, I was hungry and I went out to Subway at 2 o'clock. It didn't make sense. What made sense was what he did say, though. What he did say was, well, I was involved with the guy. Yeah, the guy did buy me drugs. Yeah, I did have a sexual relationship with this guy. Those were the things that were the truth that he should have said from the beginning, and not when he took the stand. And then these guys already had started to discredit him. They were already discrediting him because, one, you were lying all the time. And then when you took to that stand and he said literally it was not a hoax, this stuff did happen, but you lied. You lied about what was the situation behind it. You lied and did not realize that those lies would be caught up with you. As people, we know that, man, when you tell one lie, you got to tell 20 more lies to cover one lie. And it seemed like he just kept going down the rabbit hole and kept going down the rabbit hole and kept going down the rabbit hole. So being that I was with him, because I was Team Jessie Smollett from the beginning. Now I'm kind of like, damn, Jessie, you let me down, because I had the utmost faith of this was a real crime, that all of this really did happen, that he was a victim. Now it turned out that all that shit was bullshit. And now he may be going to jail. He may be going to jail if these people see fit to send him to jail for 3 years. He can go to jail for 3 years. Never did anything wrong. He never did anything wrong. Always kept the clean hands. He was a decent person in the community. He did positive things. But this one thing has tarnished his whole brand. It has tarnished his name. It has ruined his family. But it all was at a cost of he made all of this stuff. He did this stuff. He said these things. He made this stuff into what it is. And the media was not going to go past this. It was just because of how all of it was so big, because of the rhetoric and the propaganda and all of what he said in those stories. Of course, the police department was going to investigate that stuff. Of course, they were going to see was what he was saying was logical. This is a person with status. This is a person with money. They were going to have to check into the story. If this was a normal person who didn't have that type of name, who didn't have that type of wealth, who didn't have that type of fame, that story would not been aired. The story would not been seen. The story would not got as much attention as it did. And being a regular person just down here in Louisiana, man, that story wouldn't have worked the same way here. That story wouldn't have been the same way down here in the South. And I'm just sad to see that he took this low road and it all backfired. Again, I said it. If he was out chasing chair, cool. That's cool. That's your prerogative. But being the brand that you are and the person that you are, there are some things that Jessie Smollett don't have to do that other people don't have to do. Jessie Smollett is not the type of person that has to go out and look for it. It should have been brought to him, in the sense of whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And for him to say that these people bought him drugs and he had sexual relations with one of the brothers, it paints to the picture of he was always involved with them. And now it's like, how do you take that serious now? They couldn't take it serious because they were looking at he had already told so many lies before. So him taking the stand, was he taking the stand just to make them look bad even more because of the story already being out? Or was he telling his actual truth as a way of just letting people know, like, no, this was no hoax. I actually was involved with these guys. I've known them for years, da 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 da. Now, fast forward. How does this hurt his name? How does this hurt his brand? Because now we're going to see how this is all going to continuously to play out. He may be going to jail. May be going to jail. No. don't want to see him go to jail. No one wants to go to jail. These are the holidays. It's Christmas time. No one wants to spend their time in jail. No one wants to go to jail, period. And Jessie Smollett is such a well, I'm not gonna speak to his character because now his character is kind of just fucked up right now. But I like to say this: you have to make a smart decision. We don't make smart decisions all the time as people. Even me, I know I don't get it right. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I get it right all the time because I don't get it right. But Jesse didn't make a smart decision. For whatever reason, he left his house that early in the morning without thinking about what was going on. He was in the moment. And because he was in the moment, he made some decisions that were probably a little impulsive, that probably weren't the smarter decisions to make. And he saw the backlash. Now, the media is going to have a great time with this because they're eating it up. I'm watching the stories on YouTube. It's all over the news. The media is saying that this is not about money. The media was literally saying that they took this case because of the severity of the case. The people who were a part of these trials, the DAs and all of these people who said that they were a part of the case, because it wasn't about money. It was about, this is a public case with a name this big. I want to be a part of it because they felt like they were going to be making history to be a part of this case. And now these people have made their come up off of this particular case. So Jesse did more damage to his own brand and to his own name. And how is he going to recuperate from that? Like, what's going to come from that? I can't give it Jesse no advice because I'm not in the place to give Jesse any advice, and I'm not going to give him any advice because he doesn't need my advice. I'm not his attorney. I'm not a part of his legal team. I'm not a part of his family. So there's absolutely nothing I could say or do about this particular situation now that it has occurred, now that everything has taken place. What I will say is, this was not a fine moment for him. And not only was it not a fine moment for him, it was not a fine moment for our community because he's a representative of the LGBTQ community. And as a member of our LGBTQ community, what has fell on him has fell on us. And when these type of situations happen, because we've seen these situations happen where we've seen people of our community being killed, they have not found the people who committed these crimes. We've seen people of our community, that's the Black community and the LGBTQ community. We've seen people from our communities being killed every day. There's no one there to prosecute these people who commit these crimes. There are no one's come forward to take the blame for these senseless shootings and these senseless murders and these senseless robbings. And in Jesse's particular situation, he had the people that were accused allegedly for what they've done. I weep for my people tonight. And I tell my people of our community, y'all, we have to continue to be very mindful of the things that we do. Be mindful of the places we go. Be mindful of the people that we are with. Be mindful of just the day-to-day activities that we carry out, because Jesse was not expecting what happened to happen. In reality, he orchestrated it, so he knew what was going to happen. He did not know that it would go as far as it did. And because it went as far as he did not completely and entirely think it through. So let's take this as a lesson for all people. Let's take this as a lesson for all people. Because I know me. If I got that type of wealth, if I have that type of name, if that's just my type of brand, ain't no way I'm going to no damn Subway, 2:30 in the morning. If I had that type of wealth, ain't no way I'm going to Subway. Subway would have been pulling up in the Uber Eats, because I ain't going off in no damn Subway 2:30 in the morning. It's pulling up at the door. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I say Jessie didn't make a smart decision, and we have to be able to make smart decisions based on the things that we do. We have to be conscious of the things that we do. We have to be conscious of the things that we say, because we do not know how far those things can go. We do not know who's listening. We do not know what consequences can come from the things that we say and the things that we do. Even if they're right, we don't know what can come from it. So we have to be very mindful and very conscious of it. My thoughts and my prayers are to Jessie and his family with whatever goes forward that happens. My thoughts and my prayers are with his family. But we have to make the right decisions. We have to try and make, I can't say the right decision. We have to make the best decision for what we have going on in our lives. We're not going to always get it right. So we have to make the best decision. And even going so far as Cat Williams making a pimp decision. Sometimes you got to make a pimp decision about situations that's going on, because you never know the outcomes. You never know how it does not just affect you. It affects everyone involved. This case affected not only Jessie, it affected his career. It affected his family. It affected these guys that he was in court talking about. It affects their families. It affected the jurors. It affected all these people involved. And so to hear that this jury took 9 hours to deliberate, yeah. So this show was one of those shows where I was kind of waiting it out, because I was watching this trial go on. I was waiting to see how this trial was going to play out. I was waiting to see how the final moments were going to be. Now that we got those final moments, what's going to be his term? Is he going to go to jail? If he does, how much time is he going to serve in jail? If he doesn't, what's going to happen if he doesn't go to jail? Like, it's a lot of things that's going to go into the outcome of this trial now. Not only does this affect him, but this also affects us as a generation of people, Black people and LGBTQ people. So Jessie Smollett, you may not get the chance to see this, Jessie, but if you do, know that you do have my sympathy. You have my empathy. But as a human being, you made a fucked up decision that you have to take accountability for. You can't tell those type of lies and not expect them type of lies to come back around. You cannot tell those type of lies and not expect that people were not going to investigate it. You cannot do what you did and not expect to not be held liable, because you're being held liable for a bunch of lies when you could have told the truth from the beginning. As I said, after each and every single show, y'all remember to be great on purpose, not on accident. The future is now. countdown to Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone. Happy holidays. I want to shout out to my viewers, to the people who are watching right now. Everyone who's watching, I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Quan, Angie Woods, and Chelsea Liqueur. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the show tonight. Y'all have a great night. Till next time on the Little Tea Time. I am Jarek, aka Jarius D, your favorite published author. I love you guys. Y'all have a great night. Continue to be safe. Be blessed. Merry Christmas and happy holidays and happy Kwanzaa.
Welcome to a little tea time.
Y'all ready?
Welcome to a little tea time.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to a little tea time.
Who listening?
Welcome to a little tea time.
All right.
Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little tea time. Welcome to a little tea time.
Hey, Mom. I love you. And, Mama, I'm not getting that Christmas tree. I'm not getting the Christmas tree. Y'all have a good one.